Hi YouTube, my name is Rosie. Today I'm going to go over how I like to do my makeup using the Mario Badescu Drying Lotion underneath my makeup. As you can see, I have quite a few breakouts on the tip of my nose. I have about 5 different small breakouts. I have a couple on my cheeks, but mainly it's just acne scarring that I have. So let's get started. I've already put on some moisturizer. I like to use the Pond's moisturizer. This is what I keep in my makeup bag. And that one I like to use during winter months because I have a drier skin, and this lotion's a little bit more hydrating, a little bit oily on the oilier side, but I need that for my dry skin. So the next step that I'm doing is I'm going to take the Mario Badescu Drying Lotion. You can see here that it's separated the clear alcohol up on top and then this little sediment part on the bottom. What you want to do is actually get down into the bottle and pick up that pink sediment. That's what I like to call it. Now I'm going to be looking over here. I have a mirror over on this side, but I'm going to just dab this onto all of my problem areas. Some of these I can't really tell if they're acne or if they're scars because they're just as pink as active pimples or zits that are coming out. So I like to go over and touch and feel the texture of my skin. Also, I normally wear glasses, and right now I'm not, just because whenever I do my makeup, I don't wear my glasses as they get in the way. So feeling my skin actually helps me as well try and find where the acne is. And of course, I'm doing this with clean, dry hands so that I'm not transferring any bacteria or anything onto my face. Okay, so now I've put this on all of the spots that I find I have either broken out or I'm going to break out in. I can actually see that most of my nose is completely inflamed. So sometimes what I like to do, I can either do this and dot just those areas or just spread this all the way around completely. And now I'm going to give this a second to dry and talk to you guys about why it is that I'm doing this makeup video. So a couple of months ago, I was having this issue where just acne was constantly coming out on the tip of my nose, and it got so bad that whenever I wore makeup, any concealer or anything, it would not cover anything up. And I was very self-conscious in middle school. Actually, my nickname, my given nickname by other classmates was Rudolph, and that actually is something that bothered me a lot when I was younger, and it continues to bother me now because as this has arisen again, it just continues to be like in the back of my mind how I look like Rudolph with this bright red bulb nose. So I ended up going into Ulta and I bought the Mario Badescu Drying Lotion because I had seen great reviews about it attacking those problem areas immediately. Now for me, it does make a difference, but it takes about 3 days to see a real difference for my acne. Others have said that in just 1 day, it's just a miracle worker. And my God, I look insane right now. But anyway, I asked one of the employees there at Ulta how she recommended me use this product. And she said to me that I should use this at night, dab it on, leave it on, go to sleep, wake up in the morning and continue my day on. But she also mentioned that I could use this underneath my makeup. And I went ahead and tried it. And let me tell you, she didn't really explain how. She said dab it on, just like now, and then apply your makeup over it. But this is insane. There's no way of kind of camouflaging this underneath just a regular face of makeup. So I've done a lot of trials and tribulations going through all of this. So what I like to do is I like to allow this to dry a bit because this, I feel like the medicine is, or whatever it is, the chemicals that are in this are penetrating into the skin and getting down into the pores. But if you just apply makeup directly over it, it's gonna be completely obvious. You're gonna see the exact spot and tell me why I went out into public looking like that. I would just put foundation over the areas. It would not blend in whatsoever, but I still ended up going out that way. So anyway, rambling on. these areas have all dried out. So what I like to do next is I like to just lightly buff away. And if you can tell, it's still there, the medicine is still there, but it's not as bright and stark as the rest of this. So let me just go ahead and blend all this out. Essentially what it's doing, it's getting rid of the top excess layers of this, I'm not sure what this is, this little sediment at the bottom of the bottle, but it's still leaving some of that residual medicine on top. So I'm gonna dab away here. And here on the top, I actually don't have an acne spot. What this is it's actually a blackhead, just a persistent blackhead that I've had for many, many years. And I do find that this drying lotion helps. Now here on the nose, I have to blend it quite a bit because I put a lot of product on here. And you can see the areas that are most dry on my skin. Like I said, the winter months are just harsh on my skin. The product will tend to cling onto those areas, so I'll just keep kind of dabbing away until that's not so obvious. Okay. All right, so I've done that. You wipe away the excess here on a napkin. So as you can tell, obviously there's still product on my face, but it's not so bright and stark in comparison to how it was a couple minutes ago. Now I'm gonna put foundation on, but first let me just grab my hair here out of the way. I got out of the shower a bit ago and letting my hair air dry, but I need this out of the way so I can do my hair or my makeup. Okay, so I'm gonna take my sponge. It is clean. I'm trying to prevent breakouts, so I clean this all the time, but it is stained. And I'm gonna use my matte and poreless Fit Me Maybelline Foundation. I use the 115 Ivory. It is not the correct color for me at this moment, but it's the only one that I have. I haven't been wearing makeup all too much lately and haven't gone out to buy a color that matches me better. So I'm just gonna dab this on my skin and blend it away. Baby hairs are in the way. My bangs are coming down. Let me get a bobby pin here. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna keep blending. Eyes are very red. As you can tell, my nose is still red, but dry skin there, so that's product is clinging onto that problem area there. So I do a quick light layer of foundation like that. I don't like putting concealer over my acne, just because I feel like concealer is a little bit heavier and it's not going to allow the area to breathe very much. So I like to only use foundation at this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a second light layer over my cheeks, where my acne scarring is, and on the nose here, just so that it's not as bright and red. I'm not very good at blending my makeup. I'm usually doing this when I'm very rushed. I would usually just have about 5 minutes to get ready for work or for school, so I've gotten into that routine of just doing my makeup very quickly. So I have my foundation on, and essentially you can't see how bright and pink my nose was like it was a couple of minutes ago. Blend here a little more. Okay. I'm gonna wipe away this from my lips. All right, so now I'm just gonna go into what I normally do with the rest of my makeup. I'd say that did a pretty good job just concealing over the Mario Badescu Drying Lotion without removing the product, because it actually does cling on. If you look very, very closely in front of a mirror, you will be able to see that there is a slight color difference, but it's not obvious to like a normal human being just walking by you or talking with you, unless you make it obvious. The first couple of times that I wore my makeup with this drying lotion underneath and I did not blend the way that I did earlier, my goodness, I looked horrendous, I looked ridiculous, and my coworker, he said he noticed, but he didn't want to say anything, and he didn't completely see a big difference until I mentioned it. But he was a little bit oblivious to what makeup really is. He's a 19-year-old male that really isn't interested in makeup at all. So what I'm doing now, I'm just doing a bit of a contour. I'm very new to contouring. I'm not very good at it, but I'm using the Wet n Wild contouring palette in Dulce de Leche 749A. It's just this two-sided one. I only use the dark side. I don't really highlight anywhere. And so I'm doing this here. And if I had breakouts right where I'm trying to contour, I usually steer clear. So I do have that one pretty close, but I think I'll be okay. And now I'm gonna use blush. I have the Too Faced in Perfect Flush Blush in Sparkling Bellini. I love this color. It's more of a orangey toned blush, and that is a color that I think actually suits me best. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this and just lightly brush it on. Got a little bit too much there. My mom loves blush. She always wants me to have bright, bright pink cheeks. When I got this orange, I was like, what? I'm gonna look crazy with orange blush, but I think it actually suits my complexion very well. Next, I'm gonna do a little bit of eyeshadow. I have this Naked 2 Urban Decay palette, and I'm gonna use, let's see, I'll use Suspect just all over the lid. I don't do anything very crazy with my eyeshadow. I'm sorry if the lighting is off. Hopefully it stops shifting that way. Just using this all over the lid. I'm not very educated on how to blend or what it is to do. I just kind of go with it. And that's the only thing I'll use from the Naked 2 palette. But I do like to use my so Wet n Wild Eyebrow Powder. It's called the Ultimate Brow Kit in 963 Ash Brown. And I actually like to take the middle color that I use for my brows and use that as a bit of eyeshadow there just to warm up the crease. Now it's coming off a little bit more orange toned on camera than it is in person. Just gonna put a little bit there, on that end, and that's all for eyeshadow essentially. Now please don't mind my eyebrows. I haven't done them in quite a while, and I'll probably go and get them done tomorrow. So now I'm just gonna take the angled brush from the little makeup kit. Usually I'll use another angled brush, like I have this one here, but I like to just stick with this one. I feel like I have better handle on my control here of the product into my eyebrows. I don't like to have very dark eyebrows, so I do use this very lightly, and I only use the middle color, the middle shade here. Right, do the other one. All right, so I've done that. Now, I also like to use the same brow powder, but in the darkest shade down at the bottom as eyeshadow occasionally. Today I'm just going to do that. Sometimes I'll use eyeliner and liquid liner and do that, but today I'm just going to do a quick wing using the brow powder here and an angled brush. And I only take it about 2/3 of the way in. Just do that. To get a little closer here, you can see what it is that I'm doing. And I'm bringing it into my bottom lash line a little bit. That's a very dramatic eye. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Alright, and now we'll bring this down to the lower lash line as well. And that is how I do just a very quick winged look, like faux winged eyeliner type look. Now I'm going to use a white sparkly eyeshadow for the inner corner of my eye here. I like to actually have very stark white inner corner sometimes. It's one of my signature looks, I guess. Today I'm going to go a little bit lighter handed than usual. I feel like that just brightens up my eyes and distracts a little bit from the eye bags I have going on. I'll be 25 soon. You can see it on my skin now. So next I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I don't have very long or curly eyelashes, but I do find that it is essential for me to curl them before using mascara. And let's see, my mascara is actually back here in my makeup bags right behind me. And I'm going to use the Peacock Flare mascara from CoverGirl. I actually had this sent to me, I believe, in an influencer box. So I'm going to just do a quick coat of that. And normally I'll put some chapstick on, but I've left it in my purse downstairs. So I'll just put chapstick on, sometimes lip gloss, lipstick, and that is all. So this is my makeup routine on how I like to do my makeup using the Mario Badescu Drying Lotion underneath, and I would say it's pretty unnoticeable. I feel confident going out this way, even though I know that I have breakouts on my nose. I can feel the painful breakouts like coming out from within, but it's not noticeable to the world, and I just feel more confident going out this way, knowing that the medicine or whatever it is in here is working actively to get rid of that acne, but I'm not being so obvious to the world in showing the exact makeup, the spots that are on there with just the initial dabbing of the makeup without blending it away. So if you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. I'll get to them as soon as possible. I'll put my Instagram and my Snapchat as well below. And I don't really post very much, but if you want to reach out to me there as well, that's perfectly fine by me. All right, well, thank you very much for watching my video. I'll go ahead and do a couple more videos in the future. If you have any questions or suggestions or anything you'd like to see, just go ahead and put them in the comment down below. Thank you.